If he knows what he's doing, he's almost always going to do this, all right? That way he can stand safely where I can't, just keep your legs back a little bit, get scoops under the legs effectively and drop to K-guards and drop to different attacks, right? So me personally, can you come back down please? If I'm bent here, I never try and get out of full guard or open it without these armpit jams. I won't do any other full guard opens. So just know that most people are going to do this. Now, when I feel this happening, I always look to bait an arm drag, and I only bait it without the intention of actually getting it, because to get an arm drag in no-gi is really hard. So I'll lift my hips, grab his pinky, and on the downward motion, I'll grab behind the tricep with a thumb up and start trying to pull it cross body. And the reason I use this is I know he's going to try and pull this back hard. And that's what I want. So I pull it across, and as he pulls back hard, this hand comes through this space, kind of like a zombie, reaching up through the dirt. So I'm coming here, and I use my legs to pull him down, and I can get this overwrap on his arm. Now this is my preferential spot for attacking in a full guard. So I really want to get this overwrap as soon as I can. That means I can start isolating this arm. Now we get taught a lot to do this with these prayer positions here, with these double bicep wraps here, so you can come over and trap. If he's close to my hip, we get taught just to break them down and trap. But for me, none of that really works. It's just too easy for them to pull straight back. So I try and use this fake arm drag, which I know I'm never going to get, just so I can get an overwrap on his arm here. So if we look at that one more time, I lift, because you'll notice like on the downward motion, I can always drop faster than him, and it creates this little bit of disconnect, right? So pinky side, as I disconnect, I just drag a little bit, he pulls back, I bring my legs high, and now I can do this crunch, and I can get in here, and I've got this arm trap. And we'll see in a minute, I'll usually use this to move out to my clamp guards, and we can start attacking from here. In this overwrap position, and I'll start coming down, kind of like a gooseneck here, to make space. Now this leg is dependent on your dexterity. You can put it to the mat if you don't have much flexibility, but you must keep it pinched. You can put it to his hip, but you must keep it pinched. Or if you just have the ability to move your hips, you can just go to your side without dropping your leg out. But if you need to, you can drop this to the mat really quickly just to get your little hip. Now, this one is knee to my own face, well, essentially both knees to my own face, on my side as much as possible, and wrapping under my own leg here. Now, the problem right here is he can just go head over head. Exactly, and I'm losing the position here. So as soon as I get here, simultaneously my arm comes out with a downward thumb, like I'm disapproving of something, and I use that to push my leg down here. So now when he tries to posture into me, I'm squeezing adductors together and pushing away with this. Can't stay here immediately, I wrap under, and I use my pinky like I'm doing a tricep extension against his neck. So I'm pushing hard here. So now when he tries to posture into me, it's really hard. So this is a position I try and get to. Now this is where it gets a little gimmicky. Can you do this? I'm not sure. This is what I like to play with. I'll let go and I'll grab under my own shin. Ben loves feet. And I'll get my foot in front of his face and I'll turn my toes up. That keeps him turning out the wrong way. If this arm is still here, they'll usually use it to push your foot off. Go back a step. So if I can, I'll reach for this and I'll wrap it around my own shin. And then I squeeze my knees. Now it's really simple. I can just come down here and essentially create a shoulder lock by pushing up. Or if you're an arsehole, you can put him in a wrist lock here. Right? So this is usually how I'll try and finish people. He can't roll. He can't jump over. He can't do any omoplata style escapes here. Right? So it's really hard for him to get out because I have this arm trapped and I have him pretty flat. If it's all failing, so I can just let go and I'll start moving out to my omoplata. I know he's going to jump over, so I make sure I keep my arm high, and we'll look at this later, and I start using this ice pick to move away and start coming to my omoplata position and finish here. So that's always a play as well. You're just making it hard for them to roll, to push back into you, or to jump over by trapping them in that spot. So I'll run through that again because it's somewhat complicated. You don't have to do this one. We're going to do a triangle as well, much easier. But this is how I'll try and play it if I can. So I've got this overwrap. As soon as I can, I get out on my side, whether that means putting your foot to the hip or to the ground, doesn't really matter. And notice my arm comes out straight away. So as soon as I get to the side here, I retract and I reinforce my leg with a downward thumb. I'm trying to keep him out that way. He's going to try and stack it, yeah, that. So I'm trying to keep him out here. This hand comes under and I use a back finger, like I guess my pinky against his neck. You can go to like Williams guards here. These are pretty good locks too, and you can push away, but I don't feel like I have as much pressure on this leg because I'm pulling with my fingers as opposed to extending here. So I'm pulling with my hands down. You can still push a bit.
Yeah, you can kind of push back into that.
Yeah. Whereas here, it's much stronger. So it just depends. I prefer this. Now, I know once I get to here, I start bringing my leg over and flexing and have his face turn away, and I know he's trying to push this off. They always do. So I try and catch this arm and wrap it up. Once you get to here, he can't jump over that way. It's hard for him to roll, and it's hard for him to stack back into me. And I can usually just push up on the wrist. Sometimes I'll come under and grab his elbow and just lift here. Sometimes, if he's straightening his arm, I'll move it into a cutting armbar. Sometimes I'll even take the back from here if his arm comes out. So there's many attacks that can chain off of that. All the same thing, I've moved out to this, a lot of people call this like a clamp guard because you're clamping them in here. Now, if he's early to it and he starts trying to push back into me, you can just simply like push this arm up. You can use an upward grip if you like. Sometimes this is beneficial because the only way he can get off that grip is going up. Up and out. Yeah, right? Here, he can sometimes pull his arm in like this and pummel off. So sometimes this can be beneficial here. And now as he starts driving back into me, you can try and retract your leg and throw over for a trap triangle. So pretty simple stuff. So I've got here, I've pushed him out. I started grabbing over the shoulder. You can play this upward grip here. If you feel like he's really driving back in, you can simply push, retract your knee to your face, throw over, and we've got to our trap triangle. Now you'll notice that his arm's on the wrong side. So a lot of people here will defend by tucking this around the corner. And now we're in the same position we've been playing with. You can go into your basic TP choke if you're really quick to it. So you can reach up.
You like that? That's a nice
crack. That was nice. And you can go for your TP there. You can also go for your reverse triangles. Lock him in here and use this as we did the other day to start feeding his arm over, which will facilitate our normal triangle. So that's always an option. Or we can actually finish from the reverse triangle, which we did on Monday, but it's really complicated, so we're going to do that another day. All right, so if we look at that one more time here, I've got here, I've moved out to my clamp guard, and I'm trying to hit this omoplata or shoulder lock and keep him away from me, but he's driving back in. This grip can be good, a palm up grip. So when he drives back in, I'm just retracting my knee and trying to throw this through into my trap triangle here. You'll notice his arm's already protected on this side. Now, this is gimmicky too. The TP is pretty gimmicky, but I get it sometimes. It's double wristwatches, doing a crunch, wristwatch, moving into S grip, wristwatch to S grip. Here, and I won't do it, but you're gonna push away and up and squeeze. Or if you prefer triangles, you can move out to your reverse triangle. So I've locked it on the wrong side here, and I simply do this to get this arm back to the side I want. So it's a 2-on-1 to create a Kimura style grip. We come under. If you know how to finish them, you can cutting arm bar. Usually he'll bend his arm, which means I can take that to the wrong side. We did this the other day. Now I scoop under, grab his head for postural control, and then we can create our scissor. Lock it up, and we can finish our triangle.